Yeah, ability failed. I loved seeing ability failed on Domino's side of the screen. Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, it's time for War 1 of Season 47. I'm really pumped up for it. SSX, we got 4th in the world last season. This tactic is tough. They nerfed it a little bit, but it's still incredibly difficult. I did the MVPs, really went over and talked about all the tactic ins and outs and things like that in a separate video. You can check the playlist, Season 47, so you can really get into the nitty gritty of the tactic and how to go about it in my MVPs. Let's go and jump into this. We've got 5 fights today, and 3 of them are against tactic defenders, and we got a mini boss, the whole thing. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a really good time. So we're going in here now. Kate is not attacker tactic, so that's gonna be playing into this, but she does so much damage. She can shut off the evade. She's handling Spider-Ham's biggest pain point as a defender, right? When you go over 1 bar of power, it starts getting that spider nonsense. It starts wanting to evade. Bad things can happen. Very terrifying defender. So the whole plan here is for me, it's just to get up my cold snap as quickly as possible. He is a defender tactic though, so I have to keep that in mind, right? I'm not going to be able to land and intercept, get the taunt up, and then block an unblockable. So fortunately, I'm pretty comfortable with his SP1 evades, but you're going to see I'm not good enough on today. But we've got the cold snap up, so I don't need to be too worried about an evade. I'm going to hit into his block, get that nice little pause going, things like that. Felt comfortable going for the intercept. And then, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Looks like the defender placed with unfazed, which I caught onto on the second time, but it's fine since Kate got such an elongated stun timer there. And Spider-Ham goes down. Kate is phenomenal. Spider-Ham's a good defender, but we got that down. We figured it out. Utilized her evade a little bit there. And like I said, I for the most part know his evades. We did get a couple there. A couple we didn't. So. That's fine. Now, this is the least pretty of all the fights here, and we'll talk a little bit about this. Now, one of the things we've got going on with this node is the steady distance relationship. Yeah, that's what's going to put the weakness on us. The insult to injury, but like our ability actually, I believe, cannot be reduced by mutants, so I don't need to be worried about that part. We are going to be able to put a heal block on Toad with the second medium from Lady Deathstrike, as you hopefully are catching on, and if not, as you watch these videos this season and I'm on my channel, you know I'm becoming a pretty big fan of Lady Deathstrike, a pretty big fan. So my whole goal right now was like, I'm just gonna keep up the heal block here, right? Toad normally becomes a problem because he can stun you with if you're poison immune or you get too many poisons on. If you miss a dex or something like that too. And then he can cause problems if you let him start healing, right? Right about there, I made a mistake because I was trying to figure out if I was going to be able to get into ferocity before I threw my special 2. But that's something we're going to talk about a little bit later. Now, right here, and this was pointed out by Hot Fuzz and Bitter Steel, and they were right. I could have thrown my special 2 right there because I was in ferocity, and my special would have been unblockable. Didn't think of it at the time. Live and learn. Gonna do better next time. But throw our special 3. We're unblockable, or we're unstoppable here because Toad has thrown his special. Not sure why I threw my striker there, but that was fun. It was fun. It was a good time. It was exciting. And we're just gonna kind of just whittle him down. That ultimately, that's what I decided I was going to do. And this is kind of what I've been talking about with Lady Deathstrike is there's no huge red or yellow numbers. I mean, they're all very small when you look at it. But this health bar just keeps going down, and this fight that feels like it's taken like 4 minutes, we're only a minute and a half into it, and it really would have been over well by now if I had thrown that initial special 2. So you're gonna see her look even better here in a few minutes. So really cool, really good showing by Lady Deathstrike. If I had maybe gone for some more intercepts too, I could have played into that because she is attacker tactic. And that would have meant when Toad threw his specials, he would have gone down to 0 bars of power. But c'est la vie, such is life. Okay, moving in, Iron Man. Now, I've been getting used to taking Apocalypse, usually on Hazard Shift, which is a much tougher fight because it takes longer. There's, the half the fight you can't do damage in. Iron Man is Incinerate immune, but not poison. Well, here we go. So this whole thing is I'm going to go for intercepts when I can get them because I want to get that taunt up and I want to take advantage of it. So we've already got it. So now I'm thinking, great, let's get him a bar of power. I even do shorten my combo back up. He's going to throw it. We've got that steadfast passive right there so we can block unblockables. It's a beautiful thing. Still going for the intercepts. If for some reason the intercepts stopped working, like one of the things we've talked about is like, I'm not worried about style points. I've never really have been, but I'm even more just not worried about my fights like looking good. I just want to survive and advance in war right now. You know, we're trying to make top 10 masters. We got fourth last season. And so if I miss some intercepts or if I get punished, I would just simplify the paint and stop going for the intercepts. But as long as I can get the intercepts, why not? Watch, because let's see if we get one more in time. No, and in fact, right about then, I gave him a small opportunity to throw his special. He didn't go for it. He went into me. I parry stunned him, and I knew because Iron Man can do massive damage when he's got the arc reactor up and then we've got the armor breaks going. I just went in, we're going to finish this fight off. There's no reason to mess around. Let's just get this over with, move on. What was that, like 50 seconds? 50 seconds? All right, so now we're moving in here to the steady build-up, unblockable, painful retreat, heal, block, debuff. All that stuff is really great. We've got Kate Bishop, right? And she's got a passive cold snap. We've talked about this in Acropolis. I think everyone's really aware. I mean, I've been telling you guys for a long time, best skill champion in the game, best skill champion in the game. I think for the most part, people are probably like, okay, he's not insane. And so you're going to see it. And, you know, this is another fight where I could have probably played it a little safer. But it felt good. I'm pretty comfortable with Kingpin's animations here. And so you're about to see it. So we've got up our cold snap. That feels good. I probably could have heavy punished there, but I didn't. It just didn't feel right. You know, just that attitude of like what's safe versus aggressive here. And I really could have thrown my special. And this is what Bitter and Fuzz and I kind of talked about is I could have just taken the sticking damage and not let Kingpin go unblockable. But I also noticed that I had Kingpin at a good place as far as his bar placement was concerned, meaning I was not ever worried. Like, watch right here. If he had not died there, I would have been able to punish that special, send him right back over a bar of power. Ideally, you don't want to be sitting around dancing around with an unblockable opponent, but I felt comfortable that I would always have him in a place where he could throw or had enough power to throw a bar of power. And so it's just a little bit of my comfort in fighting him and comfort in using Kate and knowing that we would get that done. We would get that down in time. So, but you know, that was a moment in the fight there where it may have been prudent to play a little bit safer. Now, here's the one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to put this on the thumbnail or something somewhere. So we've got this reinvigorated, unblockable, high energy, diet, indomitable, all these things. And Domino's even a crushed defender. Right, so if she gets up her daunted, she's potentially going to go unblockable. Well, Lady Deathstrike, once she lands that second medium, gonna get up that heal block. We're getting our ruptures going like crazy. We've got our intercept, so now we can block it. Right, we've got our steadfast passive. No big deal. Now, Lady Deathstrike can heal back some of that anyway, but the bleed would stay on. So she is bleed resistant though. So this is a really nice matchup, and you can see why it is. And then pretty soon, you're going to start seeing it. In fact, we've probably already missed the first few, is Domino is getting, I like thinking that she was getting crit failed. I shouldn't have tapped in there because she's lucky. You saw me pull back. And I'll make that mistake one more time. But I want to see it because did I not call it out? Yeah, ability failed. I loved seeing ability failed on Domino's side of the screen. Lady Deathstrike, I'm telling you, like, it has been a slow and steady drumbeat of me just liking her more and more and more. And the more I understand her, the better I understand her. And the better I understand how, like, not niche, but like intense, let's call it, the asks of this war map are and the defenders, the more I realize, like, how good she is for today's game and what's being asked of players. Really like her. Going to continue getting out videos. Probably going to continue doing war videos. Let me know. You can see Bitter Steel. He did the full plan there. The guy did a phenomenal job. And over there in SSX, and got on the call and talked with Bitter and Fuzz and TJ, Slaymon, Royu was there, and others. Just had a great time going over these fights. I mean it. It's very difficult. I'm not trying to tell you it's not. What I am saying is, with some extra practice and some understanding of the tactic, it became very, very fun. If and when Kabam gets us those loyalty upgrades and potion upgrades and all that stuff, I think war's gonna be a blast because the deaths won't be as painful, but you'll be really challenged in these like kind of short sprint type fights where if you understand them, you can get even better at them. Last I checked, SSF did appear to be on our way to a win, which would be great. Start the season off 1-0. you guys, if you're enjoying them, I'm going to keep making them. I enjoy war, and I want to be helpful and make videos on things I enjoy and I think are helpful. So chances are we're going to continue this on now that I am home. Last season, I was traveling a lot with my family and then for work. And so it just didn't make sense to make war videos. I'll show you the deaths. I'm sure I'm going to die. I'm sure I'm going to die, but hopefully it's something we can learn from. Thank you so much for watching. Don't sleep on Lady Deathstrike. Take care.